Forgot where the button was. Welcome to this week's episode of We Called It. And here to call it with us is Canadian Dave, German Dave, and myself. And we're here to call more shit that apparently people were going to sit there and say in the comments, why didn't you guys bring this up sooner? You know, hindsight's easy. We did.
Yeah, hindsight. No, that was a comment from an old video. That was actually kind of impressive that old video hit off. It was about Mad Max. But anyways, all kinds of news. Most pertinently, Dave, the poll's already up, so just let it out, man. Tell us the news.
Yeah, man. Knee is gone. Knee is gone.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So you just went in raw. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. No ACL for Jordan Dave.
Yeah, confirm now. You know, I told you all that I injured my knee and on my holidays when I went to visit the Roman antique buildings. And yeah, ironically, the Stadio Olimpico outside of the city of Rome claimed another knee.
Oh man. Yeah, people are already getting into the polls. Interesting. Why? Yeah, get in it. So the poll is up. Should he get the surgery? Yes, no. Third option, wait until after the Austrian Grand Prix. That's the end of June.
Reasons why
exactly.
We don't
so yeah. So doctor said, yeah, you need it because you're doing a lot of sports, and it wouldn't be ideal to do it on one working knee.
He can't give those good thrusts without both knees.
Exactly. And yeah, he recommended me to get the surgery. And I tend to agree with that. It's just if I get the surgery, I'm effectively like not able to move for the next 2 to 3 months. And that would fuck up my summer plans, which is going to the Austrian GP at the end of June. So yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, no, and I effectively planned to overthrow my doctor's ideas and just keep my knee broken until the Austrian GP because I can at least walk on it.
Does he know about the GP? Did you tell
Yeah,
him?
of course. He said, "Fuck it, it's your health, man. You should put your health above everything." And
he's
I'm
not incorrect, but he's clearly not an F1 fan.
I'm not putting my health over Formula One. I'm not missing my first Formula One weekend for an ACL tear.
And no, we can't even get Coop miners to fucking play with the hurt feeling.
Yeah, dude, the Austrian GP will be my flu game.
Your flu game. And Gino Eddie going to Metallica tomorrow. That's also exciting. So yeah, there's a lot. It's the summer. That's the biggest thing. It's the summer. And do you want to lose your knee for the summer? That's a tough one. I don't know. I haven't put in the poll yet because I don't even fucking know. Got nothing. But I mean, we're here to call people out, I guess, tonight. To degree. There's. You say again?
Once
you
again.
Here? Oh, once again. It's like, what? Are you just like asking me if are you even here?
Sorry.
Once again. No, that's my mistake.
Calling people out once again.
Once again, yes. We're gonna have a bit of fun with this one. The news is sort of all over the place, so it's actually picked up this week, which is fun. There's a bit to sift through, but of course, the main theme for tonight is, I guess, simmering down some of the expectations. Not that you guys here really need to be told to simmer things down so much. The thumbnail kind of says it all, like already with Kevin De Bruyne and Theo Hernandez. It's just like, all right, let's take a step back. Let's look at things. First and foremost, there's one more game left. We are not yet in the Champions League. First
By the way,
and foremost,
damn must-win game.
Yeah, so I mean that alone deserves most of our conversation right now. Instead, what the conversation is out on the internet is that Kevin De Bruyne. Like, come on, guys. Don't waste our time. Seriously.
I do want to answer one question, though, because this is a valid question. Iglitari going to AC Milan as their sporting director. What's my take on it? Milan probably made one of the smartest signings they could possibly do.
I knew you'd like that. Yeah.
Well, I saw that. It's not even right. It's not even because, like, for example, I have my country bias, right? Iglitari is about Albanian. I'm Albanian. there's a little bit of bias there. I'd be lying if I told you I don't, right? Because again, I've seen his work that he's done at Lazio with the amount of money that he's given present, making a Lazio. When he was at Lazio, he was making Lazio decently competitive with the amount of budget that
with
they had.
basically no budget.
With no budget, right? It depends on what, like, for example, what AC Milan give him as far as a war chest. But I do think, like, for example, a sporting director that knows the league. To be honest with you, I wanted him over Gentili. I had it on tape, motherfuckers. I had it on tape. But again, he is a phenomenal signing for them. It depends on who he picks as his coach. It is more than likely going to be Italiano. I would be shocked if it's someone else outside of Italiano. But again, good for Milan. I'm hoping that it works out for them because, again, a more competitive Milan is better for the league as a whole. And I mean that in the sense of getting more advertising and not getting 50 million from fucking Paramount for your TV rights. You dumbasses, by the way. I'm just going to leave it at that. But again, I do think it's a phenomenal signing for Milan. Probably going to be their best signing in their offseason if they play their cards right.
Yeah, I think this is a good step for Milan as well.
I think so.
They have nowhere really to go but up at this point. You'd like to think. Have they hit rock bottom?
Hey, they had the balls to admit that they fucked up and decided to blow it up.
Could they not at that point?
Well, I mean, we're there.
We're still in Europe.
No, we are still fighting for stuff, like, in a way. Like, Milan is...
They didn't fight for shit.
By the way, if you think about the expectations that people had for Milan, they had more expectations for them than for, let's say, us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
I did.
Like Milan, when the season started, with the team they had, with the transfers they have done, Pulisic finally, like, being healthy, and everybody, like, thinking that he will get into form. Dude, the expectations were huge for this Milan team.
He still had a great season. Leao and everyone else, like, fell off a cliff, but Pulisic did well this season.
Pulisic is one of those grinders. You're straight sevens kind of dude, or Leao's you're like a 9 one day.
The guy you and I wanted for 25 million, and people laughed at us. You're gonna be healthy. It's like, bro, Serie A is not that demanding compared to the Premier League.
And now we're scratching our head over Conceição for keeping him now for the Club World Cup.
Oh my good lord!
And if we can afford the 30 million.
Well, I mean, if you sell Dusan, you can afford anything.
No, but number one, no, but even then, if we are speaking about earning all that money from selling all our players, when there aren't even, like, credible reports yet of any team, like, for sure buying players. What
is a credible report for Juventus right now?
Like, oh my god, it's bad. It's bad.
Only I'm sorry, but I know we hate that guy. But the only one that is credible, like, in transfer dealings, is Fabrizio Romano right now.
And he's usually late to the party.
He covers everything.
Yeah, in the Italian league, he is late to the party. But if he gives it a go, but if he gives it a go, it's a go. Like, until then, like, all these Di Marzio posting on his scamming website with porn commercials.
I've never actually been to his website. Okay, let's do it live.
German Dave is like, we've 1 out of 10. Do not recommend.
I have ad blockers and shit though.
Yeah, but it won't let you because it's like, you have ad blocker. You can't come.
Oh, I got Di Marzio guitar pickups. That's not him.
And then all the other ones. I mean, when is the last time we got an actual report from Romeo Agresti?
He's not.
Here's the thing. He's a celebrity now.
He doesn't do. I don't think he does journalism anymore. Does he even journalist anymore?
Have you seen the commercial with him? Like, I mean, he features on somebody else's cell phone who's on a Qatar Airways flight. But I mean, he's in a Qatar Airways commercial.
Yeah, I don't think even journalists.
He's all over EA, like FC. He's the guy that does the reports and game reports. Like, he's become a celebrity. he's so like far-reaching in European football. Like, why would he waste his time on just Serie A when he can cover Real Madrid?
Because the Juve
No,
insider.
I know, but he's still doing like a lot like transfers for like he still covers them for the big teams. Like he still reports like Juventus is about, I don't know, almost here we go, Juventus about to buy a 16-year-old talent, blah blah blah, something with it from Dinamo Zagreb or something like that, you know. Like
And then you got
like
the
he's
goat
reporting
Momblano.
that like for the big teams he's still reporting on them. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but we got the goat Momblano with his 1.89% chance of Gentili staying.
Dude, I'm sorry, but he was one of the worst. Going on every channel saying, "Oh, there's certainly a possibility for." Dude, I know there's a possibility
Yeah, he was pissing me off.
for anything.
And in other news, water is wet.
Yeah,
I
like
mean, damn.
it was kind of funny. It's funny if it's one of those things if with Max Allegri, if he's in or out, and it was such a hot topic. If you kind of did it with something like that as a shtick once in a while, it'd be like, okay, haha, funny, whatever. But he does it for absolutely everything. Okay, it's just stupid now. The problem is that there's stupid people reading this and believe this as like a fact. They see a percentage and they're like, oh, well, this guy.
Yeah, they see it as gospel. Yeah,
That's the problem. Is that you have to understand that your audience, a lot of them eat chalk. That is the internet. Your audience eats chalk. You have to be aware.
That is incredible. Your audience eats.
And no,
chalk
honestly,
every quote of the day.
I'm sorry, but look, Di Marzio, for example, like he's like only like couple of days before an actual transfer breaks, like on it. Like he never says like, "Oh, Juve is now interested in blah blah blah," and it'd be incredible, you know. Like
Well, lucky for us.
I don't know who honestly, I don't think you can trust an Italian like journalist or transfer expert like on.
I mean, lucky for us, I have a whole
I don't
list
think
of this
that doesn't exist in Italy. I think.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. I have a whole page of like shitty source news for tonight. So
Oh, let's go.
I mean, let's do it.
Let's go.
But first, because I want to hang somebody out to dry. I thought this was really cool. I mentioned it on the
By
live.
the way, hold up. Momblano's giving you a 72.6% chance of it being bad. Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds like that time when ChatGPT told somebody to put rocks in their pizza. Yeah, go ahead.
I found something funny. I remember Juve Incel or Inside Incid.
Oh yeah. He's the custom coming up. Juve
that's
Incel.
our favorite source.
Apparently, they've confirmed Antonio Conte is expected to officially be announced Juventus manager before. Which one do we want to tackle first?
So I wanted to do this one first because I have it up on screen, and I think it's worth it because we're going straight to Serie A.
Okay.
And Berto at the AGC, he posted this shortly after the game last week on Sunday. And I thought it was cool because it was Locatelli after the goal when he ran to the ball boy and like just celebrated with him. And he posted that and they fucking took it down. Like, we're trying to celebrate the sport, the emotion, the connection with just like random people. It was nothing to do with the on-field play. It was a few seconds of the celebration. This one here, as they scroll down the still. But like, seriously, are you that fucking petty?
Nobody's buying their product. They're trying to save it as much as they can.
And that's what I'm saying. This is why it sucks. This is why you get shit money from Paramount Plus, because you don't actually promote your product. You keep it to yourself. This is a beautiful moment in the footballing world. Where's Serie A? Why are you not posting this? You have to rely on independent content creators to do this, and then you fucking shut them down.
Because they're like, why is it posted it before us? Okay, we supposed to do it the first. We supposed to get the engagements.
Fucking do it,
yeah.
lazy bastards.
Gravina's in the corner jerking to it. He's like, I should have posted it faster.
Yeah, to the little boy there, no diddy.
For him it is. He's got baby oil. Ain't no party like a Gravina party. Turn up, y'all. Turn up, Italy.
Is Flavio Briatore there?
I don't know.
He's an F1 guy.
Yeah, but
He's a shit show. Is
Italian.
that what you're trying to say? Because he's just a fucking shit
Yeah.
show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
And he likes himself some, Diddy parties.
yeah. This is why he goes to the French team, because he knows where the parties be at. Sal,
The
he's
French
older
team,
than all of us.
the French team is slowly turning it German.
Yeah, it is. It's turning German. Same thing. It's. I mean, you guys tried to be the same thing at one point.
German, French, baguette.
We tried. Went
Cool.
well until we got
Till you took
surprised
them
by the
over.
Russians.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you
And,
you became the sandwich in theory.
yeah, but also like I'm still questioning the tactics of fighting on though that many fronts like at the same time.
Maybe he liked receiving it on both ends.
I
Okay,
guess he did.
BJ's saying Juve posted this on both. Yeah, let me see. I'll look it up.
Juve posted this or
Juve or
Serie
Serie
A
A?
posted this?
No,
you-
Serie
we're
A,
making-
yeah, who did?
Oh.
Yeah, who's
you
they?
Who's the they?
Yeah, exactly. Like, where is it?
You know something funny? Tottenham Hotspur won a trophy before Thiago Motta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
I can't believe that's a thing. They're gonna make that bitch a documentary for the next 50 years.
oh, so Juve did. Okay, well,
Well,
I don't
no,
know. I didn't see it
I
on
think
either,
you were.
but that's fine.
You're getting on Serie A.
Yeah, Serie A taking it down.
Yeah, because that was the argument. Because that was beautiful. That was a beautiful look for the league.
Yeah, and you want
No,
that to get out there.
We're not dunking on Juve yet.
Yeah, no, that was purely me hating on Serie A, because I've been hit by Serie A before, and I've actually invited them to have a discussion about it, and they just ghost you because they don't actually want to put any effort into what they do.
They don't,
and that's the problem, and that's why I'm here bitching about it, because they're lazy cocksuckers that don't put any fucking effort, and then they whine when they don't get paid.
Or they whine when Paramount Plus says, "Hey, we'll give you Marco Messina and $50 million to cover your league."
Yeah, that's who you fucking got. So congratulations, Serie A. Fucking embarrassing.
God, could you imagine just being like Serie A's marketing and strategic business development? Like, if I was like, again, that's what I do in my actual like job, where I look at stuff like this. Like, could you imagine like CBS says, "Hey, we won't give you Terry Henry, Jimmy Carragher, any of those guys. We'll give you Marco Messina, Poppy Milner,
Dude,
whatever, fucking Matteo Bonetti, and then we'll give you $50 million."
Have you watched yesterday's Europa League coverage on CBS?
It's phenomenal.
They fucking used like almost their whole like Champions League squad for that. Minus Thierry Henry plus Roy Keane, which I think it's close and legendary status.
It makes sense to you. Well, it makes sense to use Roy Keane.
And they made
United.
like like for the Europa League final, they used like their Champions League coverage squad. I mean, goddamn! Like, can Serie A like come up with something?
It's just, oh my god, they just like hold themselves out, and it's funny, like, we'll take those guys, and it's like, really?
Oh,
Really?
I guess they found the new stream
The new
feature that
show
they
comments
tried
on
to show
Button
me.
Stage.
Yeah, I clicked it on yesterday to have it done, and it apparently
What are we on?
defaulted back.
What are we on? Twitch or something now?
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's cool. Instead of me here clicking the whole time, because I literally click on every single comment that you guys put in.
Yeah.
There, the computer's doing my job now. I'm getting pushed.
Yeah, wow. You're gonna no, but it's gonna get to the point where, hey, chat, put in enough comments where we just block Dave out of the stream. Just next thing later,
You know what
you
helpful?
just see Primo Calcio going into Dave's mouth.
Ooh.
No, that we have the whole chat there on screen would be fun for some super chats to read them out like centrally. I'm not totally not fishing for money here.
Dave's
He's like, I've got one leg, give me your money.
Oh man, this an athlete's career after it's over. Just one-legged horn yourself out to the internet.
Primo says it's thick and chalky.
Hey man,
bro, get some lubricant. You can't just let that boy chafe like that. That's not good.
Yeah, drink some water.
Drink some water, bro. Or you're Italian. Drink some sparkling water.
Yeah. San Pellegrino all the way. Which is
Yeah,
just
Hudson would only do Serie A coverage if Lionel Messi plays or if Lamine Yamal. Like that's literally all his commentary is. Somebody does a dribble, he sounds like he orgasmed. Like,
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Do we need for Serie A actually finally like earning some TV money? I know we hate to admit it, but do we need Inter to win the Champions League?
Yes.
it would help.
Yes.
Yeah. It
No,
would
honestly,
actually.
it would.
Like I
It
know
would.
it's an self answering question because of course like the more or the better the Italian teams play, the better it is for the league. But goddamn, Juventus, you have brought this on yourself.
So like I look at it from a business standpoint, right? Like from a business sense, yes. I'm the fanatic in me. I just don't I don't care. Like I remember the season. The one time I actually rooted against all three teams was when we got hoed by the league for the 10 points for the financial shit. And it was only us in midseason, it just being super sketchy where I'm just like, fuck y'all. And that was a season Inter, Roma, and Fiorentina all fumbled finals. But like that was the only time because I was kind of like, kind of like kind of annoyed with the league where I'm like, fuck you guys. And then my other thing too was like they did the whole Calcio is home propaganda wagon and Marco was like guzzling like a motherfucker because look at Calcio, Calcio's back, Calcio's here. And it's like, dude, we had literally for the Champions League, you had 3 Italian teams on one side of the bracket.
I bet you can go into an Italian shop in Brooklyn and there will be a mega happy side the like Calcio was back at same shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but when we had that moment last season where we had Milan and Inter they met in the semifinal, right?
No, that was 2 years ago.
Quarterfinal.
That
Was 2 years ago already?
2 years ago,
Damn, I'm
semifinal.
fucking old.
Yeah,
No,
because
but for a couple of teams and I don't know the TV coverage, the TV quality, the social media stuff. For all of that, not to use that momentum, that is crazy to me.
Yeah, but the problem was like they tried using it, but they marketed it wrong. They were doing this whole Calcio is back kind of thing and it's just like you lose. The problem is it works if all 3 of your teams win. All 3 of your teams fumbled.
Or even if like you got the Champions League or like Europa and the conference. Like if one of your teams won, maybe, but they all lost.
Oh, Atalanta had the end of the bargain last season, for example. They won the Europa League.
Yeah, last season.
But the Europa League is not enough. Like as a
No, it doesn't. It doesn't bring eyes. The only time the Europa League
it's
works is
yeah.
if you, the only time the Europa League works is if you supplement it with a Champions League win, right? So like if Inter and Atalanta won, then you would have more eyes because okay, two Italian. Like the only time your league can really take Europe by storm is if you have 2 to 3 teams in the semifinals.
I mean, even the Europa League final, it was yesterday. It was on a Wednesday. I totally forgot about it because it was just like midweek Wednesday, and then in Discord, I think it was BJ. One of the guys was asking, "Are you guys watching it?" I'm like, "Oh shit, that's
it was a live relegation battle for a Europa League title."
I swear, UEFA should consider themselves so happy that it was Tottenham and Manchester United. Otherwise, there would be literally no eyeballs on that game.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody would have watched that mid-game like relegation battle on live television.
Yeah, pretty much.
And also the game quality, brother.
Were you expecting it to be good?
You know what was funny?
No.
I saw this.
No, but it is literally 16th and 7th place of the Premier League, like playing each other, and it was according to their quality. Like I didn't expect it to be.
Like I'd rather watch at that point Bologna versus Fiorentina. That would have been a better match for the Europa League final.
You know what was funny was someone was like talking, well, Max was defensive and blah blah blah, and someone pulled the stats for Tottenham and was like, bro, Tottenham like parked the bus harder than Max did against Sevilla. Stop it.
Yep.
Stop it. That Sevilla was in a relegation battle, bro. Are you fucking serious? That Sevilla, when we played them, had one of the best turnarounds under Mildebar.
Yeah, they
like
were
one of the
best
best runs of form to close out the season. But again, it's just like I saw this because this guy was interacting with the Bianconeri Zone about it because they like posted something
that's
about
danger.
it. Well, and the funny thing, he's like Max, and then someone responds to his comment saying, like, dude, do you not see Tottenham's stats in this game? 23% possession, one shot the whole fucking game. Do you not see this?
Was it a shot?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just reasons why Beppe Marotta is probably the best CEO in all of football, because he made Manchester United pay 55 million for that.
Yeah.
Mind you, for that. No, I just, it's just I saw it. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, I still think it's hilarious that everyone legit still had, like, not everyone. I mean, like, there's still a good chunk of this fan base that has max derangement syndrome, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. And then if you mention it, like, there's probably, I guarantee there are people that have not subscribed or have unsubscribed to us because we have said something positive about Max. Guarantee it.
Yeah.
And also for like,
absolutely.
Chiesa and Vlahovic. There's definitely a bunch of fembots out there that have unsubscribed. Yeah, but that's okay. We have you guys.
Wham! Wham! Do I need to wham one more?
Yes.
What do you want to cover? Because I know you want to go through a couple of things.
So much. ADP.
Not being involved with the team, and will probably never get involved next.
If you haven't heard, he got his coaching license yesterday.
Oh God, everyone was blazing about him coaching. God damn it, leave that man alone. He does not care. He will not come back until it is strategically beneficial for him.
As soon as I saw the news, I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Del Piero's coming to coach Juve. He's going to coach us to 9 straight Scudetti and 20 Champions Leagues. Del Piero. That guy's probably like, what the fuck? No, I just got it because I was there.
Yeah, he's gonna like coach LA Galaxy or something, so he can still run his restaurant and not be in Italy. So, and probably still do. Is it CBS he's on?
Yeah, dude, he gets paid more as a pundit than he would as a coach.
Yeah. So
leave the guy alone. He's retired. He doesn't want to deal with this shit. He knows how terrible of a fan base the majority are. Like, he doesn't care. Leave him alone. Like, God, what does Del Piero want? A bunch of fucking farheads with bells going bing, bing, bing. No, Del Piero just took a shit. Bing. Like, what? Why would he even come back for that? Good Lord.
I mean, maybe in a different reality, one in which Juve is not a shit show.
Yeah, Pirlo came back. How'd that work out for him?
Yeah, restaurant's good, but way too pricey.
Yeah, it's LA.
But yeah, that's just LA though, isn't it? Is it not? That's just kind of how it is.
People in California will pay $25 for this special foam on their coffee if you tell them, like, oh, it's super duper foam. You need this. It makes your espresso taste much better.
It's just
LA. And
how crazy is it, by the way, that Fiorentina doesn't want to pay like 13.5 million
for Fagioli?
Because he's kind of buns.
So they mentioned his
5 million.
They are concerned. I saw a report today with his mental fragility.
Who hasn't said that?
So that's that's an
like,
interesting
literally
one.
Everybody bar us. Like we said it.
We didn't say it straight out like that.
No, we did. I said mentally he was soft.
No, I was thinking us like Juve, but
no.
Yes.
No.
Not officially. No official lines have said that he's mentally weak until this report, which I think was like Calciomercato or something. So still the source is iffy.
I've always said he was never a main guy, always a rotational piece. He could be, but again, notice towards the tailspin towards when he got busted for gambling, he was just playing absolutely cheeks.
That was there.
Whatever. Well, at least we'll sell him for $5 million to some nowhere team just because Gentili spites everybody. That's it. It's the best. That 13.5 would have been the.
Here's the thing, though.
Look,
let German Dave cook. Let him ask.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. I missed that. Go ahead.
Look, I think all of us agreed last time that we would keep Fajoli in the rotation, right?
Yeah.
So, but my question for Primo, what would be a realistic, like, transfer asking, like for, oh, sorry, a team approaches Juventus and says, we want to buy Fajoli. What would be a realistic price that you would sell him for? And yeah, we can't gas him up because literally Fiorentina turned down a 13.5 million buy option. So you can't say like 30 million I'm selling him. So
10. He gave you
10
10.
million
Mm.
you would sell him for 10?
Damn, he's cheaper than me, and I thought I was cheap.
Here's my concern, though. Say we lose in a few days here. We don't get in Champions League, and we have to fire sale a bunch of people.
Damn.
You might need to keep a dude like that around.
Primo's more Albanian than me. Fuck. Wow. Jeez.
Honestly, not the. I'm Mr. Profit here. Like I like to sell for profit. And 10, in my
Well, he's
opinion,
all
is not
profit.
enough.
No, but he's plus Valenza all the way.
Yeah, but he's like, I don't think he'll benefit. He needs to play
Yep.
now. Send him to
Mhm.
Como. His mental.
Honestly, for me, the closer we get to that buy option, the more I'm satisfied.
Fair
Like,
enough.
who's
I
buy
don't know.
option?
Like
Like, to get rid
nobody
of
will
them?
pay more than that. That's the problem.
13 and a half.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Um,
if you need to liquidate him, like to fund other assets.
Yeah, he was never my favorite. I know he's got a certain level of technical ability that can be used, but mental fragility isn't something the team really needs.
Not now.
So yeah,
Well,
you kind of need to
we
move
tried
him
to
on,
do
though.
that, Jeff.
I think
We
you
tried to do
loan
that,
him.
Jeff, and the mid-table team overperformed.
Well, that's because somebody else got a player of the year.
Moise Keane. Moise Keane, MVP.
So we just kind of got fucked both ways.
Thanks, Turin Giants.
just throwing it at them tonight, eh?
Moise Keane's that good.
I didn't-
is a stallion and much better. Watch, Moise Keane will hit MVP numbers in 2 years.
I mean, I've seen a lot of white people hate on black people, but for a brown guy to hate on a black person, I don't know. That was just unprecedented for me.
Friendly fire.
Yeah. It's just like, come on, man. Be cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, Primo, I kind of mentioned it when they made that whole fucking documentary about gambling and were like glazing him for it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, the kid did sports gambling. You guys are like making this whole like, it's okay, Fajoli, here's your safe space so you can get over your gambling addiction.
That is literally, besides doping, the cardinal sin in sports.
Mhm.
So I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but that is.
I mean, they
for
made
me, that
Michael
is
Jordan
that is
play baseball.
unforgivable.
Like,
Yeah,
that's how bad
that's
it
the
is.
third ties: the doping, sports gambling, playing baseball.
And then
you say that,
NBA.
but I'm paying more
And then
attention
NBA.
I'm paying more attention to the MLB regular season right now than I am to the NBA playoffs.
Oh, by the way, I would have asked you. Like, did Michael Jordan, or do you have more respect for him playing baseball than than basketball, or because that was a different era?
No,
No,
he
Dave
played
actually likes
baseball.
MJ. Dave actually likes MJ.
Yeah, those were the I watched the NBA back in the 90s.
He's just
it was
mad.
fucking
He's
good.
he's just mad at the femboy LeBron
Trash,
Jamie.
man.
LeBron
Yeah,
Jamie.
I can't stand the new NBA. But yeah,
I mean, like you look at what is his name for the Thunder, SGA. Like I thought Jalen Brunson was a bum for. Yeah, I was watching the game last night. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Dude,
Mhm. And he's like the big thing.
I hate.
He's
I
the
hate
MVP. Most
dude, I
valuable
hate
pussy.
Dude, James Harden. I'm sorry, but dude, what he did to this game. It was James Harden that started all of this in his Houston tenure. When he did his like weird step back, tried to draw fouls, flopped and everything. Dude, James fucking Harden is at fault for all of this, and now all these younglings that are there early 20s are copying that because they know they get those calls. So get your shit together, NBA.
I agree with Eddie. Joker got robbed from the MVP. When I saw it was SGA, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, MVP for making like the most fucking free throws in a season. Get the hell out of here. Dude, I hope Minnesota wins tonight and stops taking like 55 threes.
By the way, I agree. I'm all for Minnesota.
Yeah. Let's be but Jeffy at Juve, Keen never really got consistent minutes or playing time. That's the issue. Because at Fiorentina,
because we had a fucking bus sitting as a number 9.
Yeah.
So who do we have? We have Pacers, Knicks, and Timberwolves and Thunder.
Watch Timberwolves and Thunder because fucking Anthony Edwards. That was comical at the post game press. He took out and he like showed I forgot who, but he was like, look at his free throw numbers, 11 for 14. What? Dude, I love Ant. He is on his villain arc, and I'm all for it.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, Dave, before we waffle on, next
yeah, seriously, let's get back to it. Not everyone here likes the NBA, which I mean I don't blame you. So
they're men of culture.
Okay.
Come on, Dave. Read her up, buddy.
Antonio Conte. He's getting hot and horny here.
Okay.
So this let me just
let's talk about
this. This came from calciomercato.com. I'm just going to start off on this one little tidbit because this is the juiciest. The return of Antonio Conte could affect the future of Cristiano Gentoli. You could see his role downsized. If this occurs, Gentoli could consider a sensational farewell at the end of the season.
Please, yes. but if I am Antonio Conte, why the fuck would I do that? Dude, Conte went to those, whatever it was, 6-on-6 indoor football tournaments and played for Juventus, begging to get the job for us. Like he was there doing an open like audition for the job. But you looked right past him because we found the new chick on the block.
She had a nice ass though. His is kind of saggy.
He has the nice hair.
It's not real.
No, but if I am goddamn Conte, why would I say yes? But dude, 100%. Like he was the candidate last season, right? Like in my opinion, the best one to direct the team.
Listen, Conte loves a good shit show. He's the only one that would willingly come to a shit show like a top tier.
Honestly, we need to embrace the chaos again.
I'm in for it. It's about damn time.
Like not chaos in terms of what the upper management is doing, like and finding sponsors and all of that shit. But find me a shithouse coach that is trashing players, that is trashing other coaches, that is trashing other teams, that is dude, give me all of that and embrace the villain arc.
I need my coach to get at least 2 red cards throughout a season.
I agree. Absolutely.
I don't like, for example, because I don't want us to teeter on the like we need UIDNA or we need Grinta. No.
No, not so much.
No. Not. We're not saying that. We're just saying he is a hard-nosed guy. Our players are soft bitches.
He's actually hard. I think like,
our fandom, has become soft bitches. And
yes.
And what turns that around? And what turns that around? A hard-nosed, like coach that is a motherfucker that is not giving a shit about what you think of him. Like we need a guy like that. That is, he literally holds everybody accountable, from fans to his management to his players. Like he doesn't give a shit. He will throw you in front of the bus if you're doing like weird shit. I like that. We need a guy that.
So bringing us to earth in a sense, right? With this is my question is how much are they paying him per season?
I wasn't on earth with my.
No. I'm saying, like bringing it to a more realistic sense, right? Is how much are we going to pay him? What are the transfer demands, and how are we going to accomplish those transfer demands? Especially like who we're up against have gotten 20 out of 29 points at home this season. They've only dropped 9 points out of a possible 29.
And Tudor hasn't won away from home yet.
Exactly. So like that's the one thing, right? If you don't hit it, how the hell are you going to get him what he wants? 2, has Giuntoli effectively been cucked, and Conte is
Oh,
going to
he's a
be the
cuck.
new
Yeah,
sporting
he's a huge
director?
cuck.
Not,
Come on,
I
look
don't
at him.
like.
Look at
I'm
his
just saying,
facets.
like, I have so many questions about it, and it's just like, why leave? And again, for me, it's just like I don't believe this whole like, oh, I just love Juve and this and that. It's unless something really shitty happened at Napoli, which I will give credit to Napoli for keeping it under wraps because they normally don't keep shit
Well,
under wraps.
there's been reports that he's been fighting with ADL for months.
Yeah, but that's like everything. Like it's a Conte thing. Conte fought with
Look,
Levi. Conte fought with my mom. Conte fought with Mourinho's nutsack. Like there's always a like that. Like for example, remember Osimhen and Kvara and all the stupid shit that happened between them and Napoli. Like Napoli, like I guess Napoli just did a fantastic job of just like closing that
Closing
shit
it
down.
down. Yeah.
But yeah, and to be honest with them, or to be honest with you, like the replacement that they're getting with Max, and if they keep the same roster that they have, Napoli's that team's gonna be decent, at least.
Oh yeah.
the team is
They
set.
can continue.
The team is set anyways because they got good sporting directors from us, ironically,
Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
building a defensively stable team.
I had this guy talk to me about it, and he's like, "It's stupid if Napoli gets Max." I'm like, "Hold on, why?" He's like, "Plays
It
ugly,
fits
outdated, ugly
perfectly.
football," and I'm like, "Oh yeah?" He's like, I was like, "You ever think about the rosters that he's been given?" Well, at Milan, he didn't do anything. We're there
Dude,
for 3 seasons, won
Dash.
1 title, and no, I know. Hear me out here. Hear me out here.
No,
And then he's like,
Cook. I want. Oh my god. Sorry.
"Go ahead,
Cook.
go ahead."
Cook. No. Cook.
All
Go
right.
Cook.
And then I was like, his first stint at Juve, he was scoring a lot of goals. And I said, you think Napoli plays beautiful football? I'm like, Napoli's got one of the weakest offenses in the league. Well, and I said, stop with this stupid beautiful football. Nobody gives a fuck about beautiful football. Where's Thiago Motta right now with beautiful football? Unemployed. I was like, nobody gives a shit about beautiful football unless you win. Is anyone complaining about Napoli with their negative tactics or anything like that? No, because they're winning. No one gives a fuck when you're winning.
Just
The
wait
only
until
time,
Inter wins on the weekend with negative tactics.
like, I don't like, for example, I'm like sitting here, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, and this motherfucker's like in his 40s/50s talking about this shit. I'm like, dude, I'm like, Max can play beautiful ball when he has the right ingredients to play beautiful ball. Because beautiful ball is something that you need proper ingredients for. You don't have it, you can't make it.
Max fucks with the cock he's got.
Well, yeah, you can
Like
phrase it that way.
if you don't think that he could keep that Napoli team relevant, you've lost your damn mind. Unless
Dude,
Lukaku follows Conte to Juve, but I would not be
he
opposed
has
to that at all.
Max there has the perfect team to do whatever he wants. If he wanted to play a 3-5-2, he has
4-3-3.
Raspadori or Politano with Lukaku. That would be the dream, like two striker front. Or if he does a 4-3-3, like Dash said, like he has a very deep center back and full back rotation. Yes, they will be a year older, but they don't seem to be slowing down too much with
No.
Spinazzola and Di Lorenzo and I'm sorry, I forgot the other ones. No, but the midfield is stacked again. I don't know. Napoli is just a good, well-rounded team. And ironically, like Max would be paired with a guy that he knows in Giovanni Mana.
And they
A
like each
guy,
other.
a guy.
Yeah.
They like each other. Like Giovanni Mana's like scouted for Max, and yeah, sorry, like the management said no, we will not give you any money to realize your transfers. But he knows what Max wants and needs. I bet you those guys were meeting each other and saying, well, I need that, I need that, I need that, but Giovanni Mana not allowed or not being greenlighted to do the transfers, right? Like I bet he was still doing his job and scouting and searching for profiles and all of that. So they know each other. Why would it be a bad idea for them?
And he's been out of the game for a couple years. He's going to come back. He's certainly not coming back to Juve by what it looks like at this point. Why not?
No, but why?
Napoli?
Why would he? Why would Max return to Juve
No,
when he has
not
like
with Gentoli. No.
not? Yeah, but no, I agree. But why would he when he has so many like other options out
Well,
there?
that's just it. And he can try something fresh. And Napoli, even if they somehow lose it this weekend, I mean, they're still title contenders, right? And they have been fairly relevant for
Yeah.
the past few years. Why not? It's just why not? I mean, looking at job prospects, you can go to Milan. That's a
Yeah.
fucking dumpster fire. Might be getting better, but it's not going to be better for the next couple of years, probably.
No, that's going to take a hell of a lift.
Mm-hmm. And he's,
Hold
I
on.
mean, Max just he just retired from trying to do that. So, I mean, probably not Milan. And well, you can say Roma, but this from Francesco Totti. The Roma bench next season, it won't be either Conte or Allegri. Both of them have signed with clubs already.
It's Italiano. 100%
Yeah. I mean,
Italiano.
his name,
But why would he?
why would
who?
Italiano leave? And that's a good question because I mean he's probably getting extended.
Why would Italiano leave?
He's got a good thing going there.
He has
Is-
a good thing going at Bologna. He has a good scouting team. They are Bologna, like for the past couple of years, like always had a good scouting team.
You want to know why? Because Italiano going to Milan now would be perfect because there's no pressure. It's a build. And he could go in
No,
there
but
and
he has even less pressure at Bologna.
no, I think he'd have more.
At
I think
Milan?
he would have more. No, ironically, right now, I would, and this is a hard take on my end, but I think he would have more pressure at Bologna to push for top 4 than he would at Milan.
Honestly, I don't think so.
No, because think about it, right? You have Iglitare, you have a full rehaul of your entire organization. Like they could afford to give him 3 years.
The
They
fans, I
could.
don't know, the fans too, though. Like you saw Bologna after they won the Copa, they poured all over the streets. It's Coppa Italia.
Look,
Like for Bologna, that's huge.
I'm saying this because, like, for example, Milan could afford more so than Juve than missing out on the Champions League spots. Because, like, for example, at Juve right now, Juve is probably one of the hardest jobs to take in Serie A. Like,
By
it
the way,
is.
Milan, by the way, if they miss out on Europe, which they will, it seems like.
Oh, they are.
Like
Oh, they are.
yeah, they are. So the assets that Milan can sell is
I know,
But
but
yeah, they
again,
need
that's
to though because
why.
their wage
But
bill.
but again, that's why I said it's less pressure because it's a full blown rehaul because they are liquidating everything and starting
But
fresh.
not from the fan base.
Well, the fan base, I don't think the fan base. We could
the
probably
fan
ask
base will
Primo's
not be
brother.
tolerating it.
Well, you gotta ask Primo's. You're gonna have to ask Primo's brother because he's more of a Milan fan than anyone here in the chat. But I'm telling you right now, from that standpoint, if you're going to take the Milan job and kind of be air quotes bulletproof, now would be the time because again, you're selling Leao, you're selling all these players because you have to balance the books and start from scratch. Like Milan is effectively starting a rebuild. They are, and now
They're forced into it,
they're forced into it, right?
which is
And
what we
this would
wanted because we would be in the same situation.
And that's where again, where if I'm Italiano, if I'm going to make a move to the big 3, which is Inter, Juve, or Milan, right now you would take the Milan job because I don't think Milan is going to listen to their fans and do what they did to Pioli because now they kind of learned and said, "Hey, that's kind of a dumb fucking idea." I think same thing with Juve. Hey, maybe we shouldn't have listened to the fucking Times Square billboard. But I just think so. Like for example, if the ownership is hands off and lets Eagly do his thing, and then you have
But they're
Eagly
not
and then
hands off
Italiano,
though.
I think they're
That's the
learning it.
problem.
I think they had to learn it this season that they need to
You
be.
hope so. Like they
I'm
better.
guys, I'm playing it like, for example, like in theory, if everything works out as it should. Clearly, it never happens that way because look at fucking Juventus. But I'm looking at it from that perspective, right? Or if I want to try myself at a big club right now, like for example, outside of or out of Napoli, Inter, Juve, and Milan, out of those 4, the Milan job would probably be the easiest because Milan fans want an Italian coach. They want an Italian revolution of the team, more Italian players. And I think they're more than willing to understand that, hey, if we get more Italian players, it's going to take some time to build a product here. And I think that would be the only time. I mean, obviously, if he nosedives in form, then yeah, I could see him not lasting long, but I think he's got time versus like, for example, if we brought in Italiano this summer at Juve, like
No,
he would not have the elbow room that he would have at Milan.
absolutely not. I agree with Sal here. I want Italiano at Juve after Conte. So assume we get Conte this coming season. You get 2 seasons?
I would say 2 seasons and then potentially Palladino or Italiano, whoever's available, and
one of those two,
how their trajectories. Again, I'm very more so winning. I'm warming to Italiano after I've been one of his biggest detractors, but just watching the coaching.
I told you guys. I was
watching the way that he's evolved from a managerial standpoint is refreshing because you don't really see a young coach pivot the way that they coach. So
no, and that's where I think he's a bit more advanced than Palladino, because Palladino he just had to like take Monza and just tell him to kick the ball and go for it kind of thing. Right?
And then 10 toes down. Are you talking about Maldini getting canned, or are you talking about Zlatan? Because them canning Maldini was.
I think the chat means Maldini, but
I would say
Maldini had for the owners. Maldini had too much to say. Like,
I don't think Chelsea's going to let Maresca go.
How the club is run.
I don't have Maresca on the short list because I don't think Chelsea lets him go.
No, we're looking.
I'm sorry, but what I have seen from Maresca this season, like his in-game management is not good.
It's
his
not
tactical
good.
setup is sometimes Maresca leaves like a lot of questions open to me.
I'm liking that Italian. I don't want to say Catenaccio, but that defensive solidity. I kind of like him. Yeah, I just kind of like what he's done with what he's got. He's probably up there. Him and Palladino after Conte. Like I said, Sal, I'm agreeing with that. I want Conte right now. We need a hard ass motherfucker to just come and fix things.
And again,
you get 2 years.
And I look at the CV of both Palladino and Italiano, right? Like where they have gone, they have strategically overperformed where the team should be, right?
Yeah.
Monza is, again, they're not in Serie A anymore. Palladino took them to a top 10, 9, 11, or 12th place team.
They're nothing this year without him.
They're nothing. Well, 2 years, right? They've capitulated.
At least they stayed in last year, right?
Yeah, they stayed in last year, but barely, right? But I look at it from that, right? And I look at it, and Palladino's done that. And then you look at Fiorentina again. Fiorentina's arm's length away from the Champions League and this was probably the most that Fiorentina's been competitive for a top 4 spot in like ages. And then again, I look at Italiano, right? He came in with Spezia. He pulled Spezia up and made Spezia. That season that Spezia had Italiano, they were upsetting a lot of good teams. Like they were a bitch to play against. Like they were pulling some bullshit. And then after that, you look at his body of work at Fiorentina. Fiorentina was perennial 14th, 15th place on the table, consistently finished 7th and in multiple Conference League finals with them. And then it's like he goes to Bologna, takes Bologna again, makes them better with less that Motta had, goes into the Coppa Italia, wins the Coppa Italia.
Wins again, the title on the way, yeah.
Yeah, and then again, like you can argue and say, well, because we lost Empoli, it's not his fault. He did what he had to do.
It doesn't matter. You play who you play. Like that doesn't matter. Like he went to the final and won it.
So look, and again, I think the fact that he was able, yes, I can say that his Champions League campaign was not good, but again, I think Bologna being at the Champions League is kind of but you know they need to build a little bit more because they weren't. It's just that was a given. But like again, his body of work shits on Thiago.
Yeah,
like absolutely shits on it.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah. You all kind of have. All right.
Next article, Dave.
What's that?
Next article.
I was heating it up. All right, more fun stuff. This is from Morik92, that account via Tutto Juve. Juventus have very important ideas for Giorgio Chiellini. The goal in the near future is for the former captain to eventually become the president of Juventus.
Cool, and don't care. Come back to me in 6 years.
Chiellini is destined to become a key figure in the club's setup and will not be as
honestly, I wouldn't even mind the president's role. Like, even if he has that right now, I don't even mind that because, like, and yeah, presidents that doesn't he steers the football club or the philosophy of the club, but he doesn't make the important decisions. Like, he signs them and that's it. So,
But this is what I love. The last part. He will not be as involved in the sporting side as previously reported. So
yeah,
my question now is why is this current report superseding the previous one? Who was the correct one here? Who are we trusting? Is this even news, or are you just saying shit?
Number one, they're just saying shit. Number two, his the degree that he did or secured, or however you want to say it, was sports business.
Yes,
it wasn't the sporting side and scouting and all of that. Like, he was focused on the business of sports.
But he knows the sporting side by default.
He knows the sporting side because he played it, of course. But but then there's more to it than what you know as a player, because you have your agent and all of those guys focus on the sporting side. Like, there's a region you get agents for you to not focus on that side. So I'm going to say it that way. And when he studied it, he studied the business side more so than the sporting side. So it would make totally sense for him to start at the business side.
Well, like this whole idea of him becoming the president. And now, yes, it's kind of cool to think.
It does, but like, why does it matter right now? Like, how does that fix the issue that we have?
It doesn't matter at all.
It's just It's just more fodder. Like, I don't want him, because when I hear, oh, they're grooming him, because that's what this sounds like, is grooming to become the president. Is this a fucking monarchy or some shit? Is this like the Emperor of Rome trying to take out another fucking Turkish knee?
Right, and it's like one of those things where it's just like they're trying really, really hard to fish for like something good or good media or something like that. Where it's like, hey, let's do this to drive some hope or some positive. And it's like, dude, right now, like, I don't give a rat's ass if Chiellini's left nutsack is, taking courses to be plumpier than the left. Like, I don't care, because this doesn't fix things right now. Like, who cares if Chiellini is going to be the president at some point? Like,
feel good news,
honestly,
that's what it is.
I would rather have him as the president, as the head of, I don't know. Do you remember when last week we were speaking about Chiellini being like the overseer of Giuntoli, and that didn't make any sense for me at all, because he doesn't know like transfer dealings. Honestly, I'd rather have Chiellini on the business side, or the club president as it is, because he can steer philosophy. I'm not doubting that, right? Because he knows and he breathes the club and he knows where it should go. So I would trust him more on that than transfer dealings and sports scouting and youth scouting and building a next gen team and whatever,
And then Del Piero can be his vice president.
And what is Bonucci doing? What are we grooming him for? Because
advisor, apparently a tactical member of Conte's staff.
Listen, we're gonna have ADP, Bonucci, the two Chiellinis.
Can we get Barzagli back?
Barzagli's coming back.
Our first center back trio.
Sorry,
center back trio.
Such a stupid article. So stupid. All right, Dave, what's next? What do we got next here?
I told you the sources were great this week. Man, it's all Tudo something or other. Okay. Filip Kostic. Apparently he's had a great season, but he's coming back.
Cool.
Of course he's coming back. Did you actually think that the Turkish teams are dumb enough to sign to trigger the buy option?
No. So we
Hey, he might do well because he doesn't have Chiesa. Yeah, I was gonna say he doesn't have Chiesa obstructing his lane, so he might do decent.
He could be a decent depth piece. I'm not gonna lie. Could be okay for.
Hey, Conte made what's his face Perisic look decent. Come on.
Yeah,
No,
like
and also
LBJ
no,
says.
and also he's getting like still like energy out of Spinazzola and Andy Lorenzo. Like
Yeah.
the age is not my problem. My question is, does Kostic still have legs, or was it just a one-off with us that
I think it
he
was.
lost
I
his legs
honestly think
because
it
we
was.
completely overplayed him?
What's his stat line at Fenerbahce?
Oh, man, I'm gonna have to
Hold
look
up,
that up.
I
Yeah,
get it
Dave's
up.
on it.
Was it Fenerbahce or Transport that he went to?
Fenerbahce.
Fern.
Fern,
Gotcha, yeah.
the Red Fern Bros.
So played 25 games, started 20, 5 assists, 1 goal. That is good.
He had a
That's
slow start. I know he had a slow start, and immediately they were like, "No, we're not going to redeem him." And then he started getting some consistency and started putting in some goals and whatnot.
Conte will get it. Conte will take him up
And
a notch.
and
I think so.
almost 1,800 minutes.
Yeah, that's barely any playing time. Conte, most of the players in Serie A are at 3,000, like the good ones. Conte will take him.
Honestly, look, he doesn't have any resale value anyways.
Yep.
So if indeed Conte is the coach, you keep him. Why not?
Conte will run him.
Why,
You have a
I mean,
better
why not? You keep him.
chance of Kostic than Teo Hernandez. I'll just leave it at that.
No,
Oh
and
boy, we
also
didn't even
like
talk about Theo.
no, and also we know like Kostic can cross, he can assist, he doesn't have Chiesa in his way.
Yeah.
Why not try it?
If you
They-
actually
he-
have players
like
that have an
like
aerial
I'm saying,
game,
he doesn't have like any resale value actually. So might as well keep him. It's a Milik situation, right? Like
Yeah.
at
Milik
least he
doesn't
shows
cost
up.
anything. Yeah,
Yeah, he will show up.
yeah,
We hope.
yeah.
He'll show up.
Oh my God! Imagine Juventus 2025-26 in the I don't know Conference League versus Legia Warsaw. Cross from Kostic from the left hand side of the box to him from Milik header. That would be got there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of
Well,
curious though. So before we go, Dave, sorry. I'm kind of curious because I've watched the way that Conte is lining Napoli up. He's alternated between 3-5-2, 4-2-3-1, and 4-3-3. So I'm kind of curious to see what he puts us.
well, if
He's
he's
doing
got options,
literally
he can do that, right?
he literally does whatever his team selection allows
Because
him.
he's
And
attacked.
I love that, man. I love a
Yeah.
guy that is versatile.
He knows how to coach. Well, he's not the only one that's coming back. Daniele Rogani could come back
Finally.
and make an appearance in the Club World Cup as well.
Wouldn't
We
mind
finally
that.
have a
Make
decent
him,
center back.
dude, I swear, make him the immediate starter.
Immediate starter and
Maybe.
captain.
I swear.
Got minutes. He's been playing. It's not like he's not on one of those loans where he gets put on the bench. Like he's got some minutes in him, right? So he could be ready for this.
It's kind of funny. I've been thinking about this in hindsight. This is a little bit of a sidetrack here. Everyone was kind of thinking like, "Oh, Tudor's this ballsy coach, this grit DNA guy," and it's like more and more.
Rugani played only 700 minutes, so barely
Yeah,
played.
no,
So
he's not getting huge minutes, but he's not. He's got minutes
Yeah.
in him. His
Yeah,
legs
no,
been moving
no,
a
but
little bit,
yeah,
right? Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
getting at.
No, but honestly, Rugani immediate starter next to I don't know whoever's fit.
whoever's fit.
Oh, sorry.
Let me ask you guys this because it's like the more and more as like the weeks have been going on as us having Tudor and us like kind of having like a more look at him, like he doesn't strike me as like grit and intensity. He like kind of strikes me as a coward
I mean,
because it's
I wouldn't go that far.
well,
Why
I
is it-
mean, like it's not like it's just the backpedaling, right? Where oh, Lazio and Juve are in a final, and then it's like, oh, we played against Udinese, and that game was like a final, and it's like, what? Because for me, it's just like I've been reading what he's been saying, and it's just like he doesn't like. There's Conte, and then there's Tudor. Like for example, based like from prior experience and just listening to interviews and how Conte is genuinely intense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he's a crazy motherfucker.
Dude,
He like even
people are
Mourinho.
saying there have been German players like on German podcasts that have said like the hardest coach to work with is Antonio Conte, but not due to his character, but he's literally 100% like all the time. And he wants you to be the same. And if you don't keep this, or if you don't have the same energy as him, he just flatly will not play you. And that is what we need, honestly.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. We thought Tudor honestly would have a little more of that, but
Yeah, I thought
he
too
doesn't seem
Tudor
like he doesn't.
will be a counter light, but it's
He's
like
not.
Dash is saying, it hasn't been like anything like close to it.
No,
At the
like
same time, does Tudor just know he was just here for the 10 games and is like, I'll like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
enjoy it
doesn't
while
matter.
it lasts?
It doesn't matter if you're an intense guy, you're an intense guy.
Yeah, it's not to
It,
the same level.
it's not like, for example, and yeah, you can say the players are weak and whatnot, but like I just from his body language to the way that he coaches, like I don't see it.
No,
And like
my thing is, I thought his impact on the players' mentality would be different. I thought we would play more intense, and in the end,
no,
like we're not pressing any more than we did under Motta. And my question is, honestly, are we doing something right now that Motta couldn't have done until the end of the season?
no, I don't think so.
Like in terms of results.
No, I don't think so. We haven't won an away game.
Maybe
All the big teams.
you got away of the black cat, maybe that the players don't like, but in the end, does it matter when
I
when
don't
we see
see
like
I don't see anything different. Like I don't see anything different from the way that we play. I don't see anything different from the way that we take the game. Like, for example, we still suck away from home. We're not good. We haven't beaten a big team since Tudor's come in. Like, we've only beaten Monza, Udinese, who's on vacation, and it took us 64 minutes. And like, again, it's just like, we've grinded out results, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't know how. Like originally, like my forecast of it, and I was skeptical. Remember, I was just kind of like, hold on, folks, like stop with the glaze. But like I was anticipating the team to have a higher work rate. But if
yeah,
anything, they just look like they're more undisciplined, if anything.
Well, the stats would say so. Yes.
Like that's what I look at it as, because like for example, the Yildiz thing, again, Yildiz does that because he's stressed out and frustrated. I'm sorry, you can call the Kalulu thing whatever. Oh, it wasn't, this or that. Nah, at the end of the day, he lost his cool. And
Mhm.
whether or not someone sold the contact or not, he still did the motion. So it's like, if
Af-
anything, go ahead.
after which game did we fire Motta? Was it Atalanta or was it Fiorentina?
Fiorentina.
So
We
when we
fired on
lost
international
3-0.
break,
So
and then we
win
started it
versus
at Genoa.
Genoa, draw versus Roma, win versus Lecce, loss against Parma, win against Monza, draw versus Bologna, draw versus Lazio, win versus Udinese. And now we have a final to play versus Venezia.
Yeah,
I mean, that
relegation
is,
battle final too. Like
I mean, we are in proper like mid-table form. Like we are not like
Nothing.
I'm sorry, but results-wise, we
it's
are
whatever.
bad.
It's same. It's just the mentality of the coach himself. Like Mata was an arrogant fuck, and he
Yeah,
was full of excuses. And as
yeah,
LJJ says here, at least he's trying different formations. And I do
yeah,
have to give Tudor credit
yeah.
for that, especially this past game. Been of a bind because of suspensions and injuries.
Yep.
That I mean, he made that adjustment. So
I just think, look, again, I just think Tudor to me just seems like he's in over his head.
he
Because
might
it's like,
be.
let's read the results before Moto gets fired, right? So win against Calgary, the loss against Empoli, 2-0 win against Hellas Verona, and then Atalanta and Fiorentina. Like that's
4-0,
really
3-0 plus.
yep, and that's pretty much the same kind of trajectory that we went 1-0 against Genoa, tie against Roma, 2-1 against Lecce. Like it's not like there's anything different, because like if I go further back, right? We draw, and this is January 14th, draw against Atalanta. We got a win off Milan. We tied against Bruges. We lost 2-1 against Napoli. We lost 2-0 against Benfica. This was the only anomaly where we won 4-1 against Empoli. And again, that one was they got a red card, and then we just scored all of our goals after the red card.
Yeah, and
We
Empoli
were
is not a
tailing.
good team.
We were tailing for 65 minutes effectively. right? So we were losing for 65 minutes, and then we started winning. 2-1 against Como, PSV 2-1, the 1-0 against Inter, then we lost 3-1 against PSV, and then it goes to, what happened there. It's just like I look at it and I think the only thing again, 2-2 against Bologna, 1-1 against Lecce, and that's all away matches. So like our away matches are terrible. Our away form is absolutely atrocious.
It's
'Cause
whatever. It's a final, and he's
Look,
gonna say it. It's a final.
what my hopes were for Tudor, right? Like, oh, sorry. Let me start this way. Like, Motta is a coach with bad tactics, and Tudor, it seems to me, is a coach with no tactics. And now you can
Yeah, we
decide for
knew that
yourself.
though.
No,
problem
and now you can decide for yourself which is worse. No, but in the end, Motta was the black cat that winded up everybody, or that rubbed people the wrong way, right? So in the end, he had to go. I'm not questioning whether Motta should still
He
be
had no
here.
right. He had no right to be there.
He had clearly no right to be here, like you're saying. But what I was hoping from Tudor, and I think that was what we were saying as well, like the initial spark, right? Like we were hoping that he gives us the initial
go on a
spark. So
run.
my hope was like we got the Genoa win. I was hoping that we win versus Roma. We got the Lecce win. At that point, we were thinking, okay, the trajectory is good, right? Like we won 2 out of 3 games. The Roma game, maybe you say, okay, it's a slip up. But then Toulouse versus Parma, okay, a win versus Monza, whatever. But then again, Bologna draw, Lazio draw. I was hoping for more, man. Like
For me,
winning, I don't know, 4 out of those 6, or 4 out of 5 games, or 5 out of 6, like
He
something like
played for
that. Like,
draws though. He
and
literally just played to keep the team alive.
yeah,
and that's and
and
that's
I
the
was
issue.
I was still hoping, because if you say caretaker gives you an initial spark, and it levels down at the end. So I was thinking that we get those wins early at least, and that puts pressure on the opponent. Maybe they let go if you get a couple of those wins on the bounce, right? And maybe they see the race for Champions League lost. But now with how we already not performed good, like in his initial games, we kept everybody in this race.
We did, and this is where again for me, I just look at it and I was I was thinking in my head, I was hoping it was like a Mildebar with Sevilla kind of thing, where he comes in and the team just goes on a run.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just like I was looking at the body of work, and it was just like, okay, I gave him a pass for Genoa. I'm like, all right, like I get it, you just came in, but then it's just I looked at the way that we played against Roma, and Roma was just kind of was super lethargic, and then I'm just like for me after the Roma game, I was just kind of like, okay, I see where
Mhm.
this is now.
Yeah.
I see kind of the direction that this is going. I don't think it's anything decent. And then after Roma, then you had Lecce, right? Where I'm just kind of like, again, I was watching that game and I'm like, there's nothing really here that's like a decent product. And then like
If you play with high energy, you you can overwhelm your opponent with that energy. Like even without
yeah,
tactics, if you continuously run and run and run and run,
Mhm.
at some point you will force them into a defensive mistake. You don't need like incredible tactics to force a low block team, or a team that is trying to low block you, or a mid, or a relegation battling team. Like you don't need great tactics to beat them. You need like one goal, like to
one goal, you catch the
to
team in a
to to
flurry, and
to,
then
put
you
them
counter
away.
them. Yeah, and you counter
And it's
them.
and it's and it's crazy how we didn't do that.
No, I don't think so. And like for example, the Lazio game for me was an absolutely coaching catastrophe.
Yeah, that was
That was
probably the worst one.
because it's just like, dude, all you had to do was close that game out. And then like, why would you sub in Adzic and then sub Adzic out? And then your logic was I needed players with height and experience. The fuck is Dusan gonna offer you besides a turnover at the end? That's where I'm just kind of sitting here, and it's just like experience from what? He hasn't done anything.
By the way, no, never forget that Dujan assist versus Atalanta. The assist to Atalanta.
Yeah,
Ah, goddamn.
yeah, like that, and then what else? We've got Dusan clips for
Dude,
days.
Dash has a like
Yeah,
30-minute
Dash.
compilation already.
You mean this one here where he literally kicks himself in the fucking face?
Yeah, this was this. Oh,
There it is.
Uh,
Number
like
one striker,
the
everybody.
like the
We got the
I had
athletic
like
spot.
Spalletti in my mouth that I couldn't get. Oh yeah, the
That's
highlight. We gotta do.
that's my favorite assist all season.
That's where Tudor lost credibility. I can relaunch Dusan.
We need to just do a full compilation. Just get all your videos that you have, and we'll do a season compilation. Put some stupid music
For
to
me,
it.
again, like if anything, this whole little stint told me that
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, it was him.
But
yeah,
that
it
one.
was fucking skied it.
It was.
He skied it, and
Yeah.
you know,
No,
and
but look,
he did it to
and
get Mota fired.
also
He did it to get Mota fired.
yeah. No, and also the Adzic thing when he Adzic thing when he subbed him on and off. Like he's crazy to not look. We are already trying to not overhype the kid, right? Because other channels are trying to overhype this poor kid. Like, and that's what he is. He's still a kid,
17.
and people are trying to overhype him. And
Who do you think is the fault of that one?
well,
He's looking for his next
guy,
16-year-old to glaze. Don't worry.
yeah. Oh, he will. I bet he already found a new one, but I don't watch his streams anymore, so I don't
Well,
care.
this week it was Theo Hernandez, and we need to kind of like debunk that too tonight.
Yep.
We'll get
Yep.
to it.
We will
We'll get to
cook for that next. No, but for Tudor to mismanage
Dave, do you have a
it,
sim race you got to do tonight?
No, not tonight.
Okay, cool. And I
no,
just wanted to pace
but
ourselves.
to mismanage a kid like that, and dude, what it may do to his confidence, like that is crazy mismanagement by a
Yeah.
coach.
The fact that they traded Moretti for Adzic to me was just an absolute.
Well, loan. They
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean,
Moretti, then they brought on Ajic, but the next gen season is over, so that's why he's back. In
By the way,
Look-
I agree, Jeff. That is why I don't understand why we loaned out Miretti and kept Adjic. Like,
but
that
that's
doesn't add
why
up to me.
that's the only reason why he's
Even
playing with us is because he's done with the next gen. I expect him to get some minutes now with the Saturday B team and Moretti to come as at least like off the bench pick next year, right? Hopefully, I mean, I want the kid to pop off, hopefully, but we'll see. Like that's likely what's going to happen. It was a funny one.
I mean, though, like I think with the whole Tudor ball thing, I just, if anything, this just showed that Tudor is way in over his head and is not big club material as a manager. Not yet, right? I'd say yes, yet, but again, like just the lack of energy. Because, like for example, you could not have tactics, but you could fire your team off where your team could get 3-4 goals off the jump, and then they could coast, and that would be fine. Right? Like if Tudor was able to consistently get 3 or 4 goals out of this team, and then like, he'd win games 4-2, 4-3 I would be fine with it. I'd criticize him and say, okay, yeah, like long term, I don't see an answer because this is just blitzkrieg. Like that's what it is. But again, to get you to the end, to the objective, whatever, right? But like this is almost like shaky coward ball in a sense, where it's like super shaky because like even the Udinese match, where it's just like I'm watching it and I'm like, are we doing anything here? And then like Udinese's on vacation, and the fact that it took this Juve team a cracker from Nico Gonzalez to hit it, to even get the deadlock through, I'm like, are you kidding me? And to be honest with you, I think the stats are a little bit more lopsided because it's just like, yeah, we had 1.78 expected goals, but that was just more so at the end of the game because we were fucking around. But I don't know. Like for me, it's just I look at it and because like Udinese wasn't even there to play. 0.3, they had 0 big chances, barely anything. Like the fact that they weren't able to drop
No,
forward.
they tried to shithouse us for a point. Like they didn't need the game. Like they're firmly like in mid table. Like they barely cared about the game and they just wanted to shithouse us. Like why would you risk an like open visor game? Like, why would you go? Why would you trade blow for blow with Juventus when you know like individual quality of Juventus is still higher? Like, why would you do that? Of course, they didn't try. Like that's what you do to a team like us. You low block them, or you play pragmatic and try to leave Juventus with the ball and not participate and capitalize wherever you can.
So again, like I think in my head, I'm like, they should like, and again, the weekend game against Venezia, like they should overwhelm them. But again, the stigma that I've seen with
We
a
know
Tudor,
we won't. We know we will not.
no, we'll struggle, and that's where again where I'm like concerned. We haven't
And the
won.
Venezia that is fighting for its life.
We saw a game against Parma that's fighting for their life and how that went.
We're kind of fighting for Champions League life.
We are, but again, if we're up
Yeah.
against a team that's competing for something or trying to do something, we haven't won.
No, we haven't.
What? So, like, if we look at the stretch, right? If we look at the stretch of matches and we look at meaningful matches on the schedule that we've played, besides the Udinese one, and that one was at home, like, if you look at the away matches that have meant something, Juve 1-1 Lazio, Bologna 1-1, Parma 1-0 loss, Roma 1-1 draw, loss to Fiorentina, the loss at home to Atalanta, which is a meaningful match because that was determining whether or not we would be competing in the top 4 or not. Like, the only away win, and again, that doesn't really mean much, but it was against Cagliari.
I mean, take what you get, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, we just have to do better. We got one game left. I mean, we either do it or we don't do it. And then after that game, because we don't know if we have Champions League, Europa League, whatever the fuck, at that point, that's when I will start getting excited of jumping into rumors and bullshit into the transfer market. Because until then, nobody.
And by the way, bulking up doesn't hinder your shooting ability. I'm just leaving it there.
Shouldn't.
All right, where do you want to go next, Dave?
Okay, quickly on this one. I think we talked about it a bit in the Discord. Vega's overvalued. We know that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we need to get rid of Dougie.
The fact that
He's
that was an argument.
35 million too overvalued. I'm sorry, but
He's 15. He's 15 mil. I don't pay more than 15 mil for Viega.
Don't pay for so Doug, you give him Dougie. I mean,
no,
fair
what, why?
or
No,
that's even bad.
no, I will. I will. Douglas Luiz is an asset that a lot of teams want. I'm not giving that away for. I'm sorry, but the 15
I said it
to
though.
20
Remember
15
when
to 20 million.
Remember when I said that Chelsea was going to overvalue Vega, and then someone told me, "Nah, he's at 20 million." I told you that was going to happen.
I said at that time that Chelsea is out for profit. They are loaning out these players in hope for profit, because then they don't need to liquidate any of their like big players or big assets. And these players that they are buying cheap, they got them for 5 or something million from FC Basel, I believe. And are we really the dumb ones that are going to put that money on the fucking table?
Listen, when we still have on the books DeShilio and Rugani, I mean, if you need depth pieces,
but what has he done? Pieces. What has he done to raise his value to 50 mil?
No, like I like the guy. Don't get me wrong. And I think we all kind of appreciate what he's done for us, especially with our weak backline.
No,
yeah, we have nothing else, but he's done a job.
Yeah, no, but what we have done though, we made him a constant starter, and that is if you do it with the young prospect, that will exactly this. It is the potential. If he is valued in
for Bremer.
No, I know. No, but if he is valued in
the comparison is.
You're 100% right. But it is again Premier League tax.
So they can go fuck themselves.
Because he's under Chelsea's hand. No, but he's a 15 to 20 million player max. Dude, 50. I swear, if we do that deal,
I'm sorry, but potential isn't enough. Like, it's
No,
not.
it's not
You
enough.
can't. You can't afford. This
No.
team cannot afford potential.
He's not what? He's 24. How old is he?
No, 22,
He's
I believe.
actually, he's 21, so he is actually still pretty young.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's why I
well-
say he is very young, but 50 fucking million.
No, and his market value is 18 currently. So again, he's not bad, but like Chelsea can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, if they wanted Douglas Luiz, they would give us Viega and money for Douglas Luiz.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm not like that's insane.
No, that's insane. Douglas Luiz is an asset where you can get 50 straight
You could.
from a team.
This isn't even
Like
no because
like you're not giving it up for an asset like Renato Vega that you can literally scout from any fucking team in Middle Europe.
The
Like,
problem
this is a
is,
dumb
I
deal.
don't think Viega could continue that like the level that he's producing at Juve because it's just again he's in a terrible back line with no true center backs outside of Gatti, and
No, but
again that's it. Like he looks better than what he is.
No, and even then, these players that are mid-tier, defensively solid, but you're not expecting a lot of ball play, you can get those for 10 million. Like if you scout yourself in France, in Germany, in Switzerland, in the Netherlands,
Rugani,
like you can,
or Rugani.
or just use Rugani 100% without spending any money.
We got a guy.
No,
That's
but
what I'm saying. We got a guy. Just use
It's
him.
like if Conte comes, do you think Douglas Luiz will play better? No, I think Conte comes, we'll get Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Kevin De Bruyne or
Honestly,
Theo Hernandez.
I would so much Kevin De Bruyne because I want Kevin De Bruyne, honestly.
Could
No
you
joke.
imagine though if Conte were somehow to convince him to play the regista role? It's less taxing on his legs and it's less physically demanding.
Yeah,
Nobody
but
here's opposed to that. I don't.
Could you no, I know, but like could you indulge me this on this German Dave where it's like Conte could probably get 2 to 3 years
dude,
out of him if he does that?
No, probably. Yeah.
but do you know the fucking shift that Kefren Thuram has to put in to cover defensively for De
Oh, I
Bruyne?
know.
Yeah, he's a young
Dude,
stud. Let him run.
I know.
Thuram would be goddamn like we would run him into the ground.
And then he
Look
played
at
Locatelli as an 8 proper.
Locatelli likes to run.
Yeah. I think it could work.
Yeah,
You're
no,
gonna
but
have Moretti
KD,
back. Fucker can run.
no, but KDB 100% I would take him.
The problem is straight up gonna be.
By the way, I'm surprised that Inter hasn't jumped on it to replace a 34, 35-year-old Mkhitaryan with a 32-year-old Kevin De Bruyne. Like, I mean, he's 3 years younger. He's a spring chicken compared to that.
I don't know if they could afford him.
Well, this is just it. Is he is going to demand wages?
Yeah,
Just straight up,
he will.
is going to
He will absolutely will. Minimum 10. Sorry, but he will. That's what he
Yeah,
will.
but would you pay him 10 like we paid Pogba?
Absolutely. For two
Yeah.
Well, no,
plus 1 or 3?
Because, like, for
Absolutely.
example, the reason why I say that is just because, like, everyone was, like, losing their fucking like, there's people that were losing their mind about Pogba, but would take Kevin De Bruyne, and it's like, do you not realize that KDB has, like, a similar injury record to Pogba now recently?
What happens when you get old? I mean, it's
Yeah.
Because I know we could
uh,
afford him. I
yep.
know for sure. It's just
Yep.
whether or not they're gonna do it. Like I
Dude,
said, I think
we are
Go ahead.
crying for creativity. Putting that guy into the team. God damn, man.
Like I said, you give him the Regista role where he's just in front of the back line to facilitate and move the ball. And again,
that's not where he is most effective though.
well, that's
You
where
need
you
him in
can
the
get
final third.
well, I think the thing is I think that's where you can get the longevity out of him.
I know, but Dash, imagine those through balls in the box when he roams around the box.
Yeah, but who's gonna
That is where
you'd
he's
have
at
to
his best.
yeah, but you would have to put Thuram and McKennie to cover all that space. Like you would have to.
Don't you think Thuram and Locatelli still can do that?
No, I think
Or let's say
McKennie has way
hypothetically,
more.
Thuram and Douglas Luiz.
I would love to see Douglas Luiz, but again, that's a question mark for right now. But the only reason why I'm saying McKennie is because McKennie can cover so much space. It's insane.
Hey,
Like
JJ,
Toronto McKinney could
you have
cover.
you have to be careful, otherwise we will ban you if you mention Atalanta or buying players from Atalanta or Fiorentina, man. Hey, be careful. No dealings with Atalanta anymore.
That's also true.
Oh, what did I get?
Myers.
Holland. Sorry.
Could you imagine though that like Kevin De Bruyne, Coop Myers, and Thuram, all of them healthy?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Coop Miners.
Could you imagine how much of a fucking monstrous midfield that would be?
So
I would
here
be
we go.
fine if
Kevin
you
De
traded,
Bruyne,
like if you sold
100%.
Douglas Luiz to back Kevin De Bruyne, I would be fine with that.
Yeah, fuck him. Kevin De Bruyne currently making 25 just about million euros.
Oh, I know. He was Manchester City's highest paid player. Like
Yeah,
until they
after
extended.
Holland's got more now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ironically, that's what Dusan kind of gets paid and doesn't even do a quarter of the work.
Mm-hmm. Moretti's idol is De Bruyne.
And by the way, by the way, thank you that you said that. Young players, if you have them on your team, like the Mirettis, the Adzic, the Fagioli, how much they would
Well, they
learn
can
from
learn.
him.
They can learn. I'm not buying into this. Oh well, he's a Juve guy because I mean, apparently Theo Hernandez is a Juve guy.
No,
That
no,
shit.
no,
But
absolutely not. Fuck that, no.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
so, I mean, it's interesting. I think we would want him. Can we afford him? Will he come?
Will he come? And then where will he come? Where would we even put him? To be honest with you, because we have a full midfield room, we would have to move people first before we even.
No, of course, yeah.
And then once that happens. Wow, I timed that comment perfectly because of Jeff's comment.
Yeah, the KDB train. Of course, everyone loves KDB. He'd be a great addition. There's just logistical limitations.
Dude, how crazy does a week change things? Do you remember when last for the watch along I ranted and why are we not on a player like that? And all of a sudden a day or two later,
They watched the show.
how
about Modric?
Yeah, they watched the show, man.
Modric is done with Real apparently now.
Damn Juventus, you should hire me as a scout, man.
You work for another team.
They're like looking at it. What targets should we get linked to? I don't know. This German guy is yelling for KDB. Fuck it. Post an article.
I have a list for young center backs like that are cheaper than Renato Vega if you want that.
You might just need to mail it to them.
Just ship it to them. It'll get to
Hello,
them.
dear Juventus. Here's my full Excel spreadsheet with salaries, with player tendencies, with everything of young center backs from the French league. Got the
just from the French league alone. Speaking of the French league, or just French people, Theo Hernandez, this my God, has to die immediately if it has not yet already.
Why is it even a thing?
You know why it's a thing.
You know why.
You 100% know why it's a thing. Because certain people out there keep on doing this shit. We're not fucking getting Theo Hernandez. If we do, I mean, I don't even know. Talking about paying a whole bunch of money for a guy that's just going to throw elbows. Here you go. He'll throw some elbows. He'll get some red cards. But I guarantee you that he is not a Juventus fan because there was a fucking Juve jersey on top of is that his computer? I don't know. It has number 19 and it says Theo on it. So like he's a Theo fan apparently. He must be. But he's got a Juve jersey there, so that automatically makes him a fucking Juve fan, doesn't it? Fucking no, it doesn't. That was given to him by fucking Morata after a match. He had it. He was playing video games on fucking Twitch or some shit. Nobody cares because only 16-year-olds fucking do that. And now he's a fucking Juve fan, apparently. No, shut the fuck up. He's not coming. He's not a Juve fan. End of discussion.
No, but Dave, he is such a Juve fan. He didn't even hang the jersey or put it inside of a frame. He just folded it and put it like on top of whatever that was. He's such a Juventus fan.
Yeah, huge. Fucking huge.
Major.
Huge.
Stop with this hype train bullshit. I understand you're trying to feed your kids, but maybe you should have got a real fucking job if this is what you're resorting to. Don't make us deal with this bullshit. It's fucking enough already. I'm done.
Hold up. Dude. Hold up. List of left backs that are cheaper and younger, possibly.
Well, the one they say they're going to replace him with is Destiny Udogie, who we should have fucking got 3 years ago.
Like 5.
Yeah. 5.
So, yeah, he is moving. Sorry, Alvaro Carreras would be one I love. Jorel Hato from Ajax Amsterdam. Lewis Hall from Newcastle is decently young. Miguel Gutierrez from Girona will be cheaper. Udogie, because Tottenham doesn't like him that much, and then we are already like Patrick Dorgu, we lost him already. That would be a decent shout because he went to Manchester United. Oh yeah, hard one from Feyenoord. Anybody remembers Valentin Barco, the Argentinian ginger with the red hair? That would be a shout. From Villarreal, Sergi Cardona. Yeah, he is gone. He's but Fran Garcia from Real Madrid, is he worth a shout now that Real Madrid will get Alvaro Carreras? Yeah, there are options, man. Like, it's not like we have to go to the slings or and sign. Oh, by the way, Terraciano, who Inter bought from, was it Verona?
Yep.
Or was it for one of the blue and yellow teams? He is at Milan now, 21 years old, valued at 5 million, I believe. Why not something like that? Like, why always go to those big fucking names, man? Oh yeah, thank you, Maxime de Kuiper from Bruges. And he can play both sides, and he attacks the box a lot, and then yeah, a couple of German ones as well. God damn, man. There are so many players. Why those big names where you have to pay them almost $1 million per season?
Because it's fake, hyped up news from content creators.
Yeah, fuck them, man. Fuck them.
This is trash, and it's fucking stupid because, like I said, you have to remember a lot of your audience eats chalk. Think about that before you do this shit.
A lot of the audience paid for a Times Square banner that says Allegri out. That tells you the common intelligence of them.
Oh my lord, I hate that we have to do this. Okay, we may as well just dive off some Venezia pre-gaming a little bit. We kind of did to a certain extent, but
we haven't won an away game that means anything.
Absolutely, Noah Brown as well, but I got once accused of having German bias towards German teams when I mentioned talents from German teams. So
the only other German I know with last name Brown kind of committed suicide. So I don't know, might not.
Yeah,
bruh.
Well,
rest in peace, Ava.
Well, did she or did she get forced?
Oh no. I'm dead.
Yeah, I went there.
I'm dead.
Yeah. No, the only problem by the way with Frankfurt is they know that teams they establish themselves so much as a selling club to big teams that people will devour their assets. Like Nathaniel Brown, they know they can keep him for an additional season. And then again, a Premier League team will buy him for 75 million instead of, I believe he's worth 20 something right now. So yeah, Frankfurt, like, they're doing very intelligent business. It's just sad that, yeah.
All right, head to head. Nicolas Cavilla is their top scorer.
That is an interesting head to head. Not gonna lie.
Is it though? Yeah, no.
It's one of them is outperforming his stats, and the other one's not.
But what position does he play again? Not striker. That's for damn sure. No, that's awesome. 4 goals, 2 assists. It's kind of depressing that that's the top scorer for Venezia, but good for him. But yeah, this is who we're playing, and yet we're worried about it. XG of 12.5. Yeah. But they have scored 5 in the last 5 matches. They have conceded the most penalties, but we won't get any. We haven't kept a clean sheet, but nor will we. So we just like all these stat lines, like that doesn't mean anything because this is literally life or death. We got to look at the table really more so.
Kelvin is asking an interesting question. Who would you rather have, KDB or Modric for one season next season?
And that's the thing. Like I'm waiting for the Modric rumors because that's pretty fresh.
Yes.
For one, if I can choose, I would choose Modric. But
yeah,
but if we speak like of 2 seasons or 2+1, I'd say KDB, I think.
Di Maria. Fuck.
Well, because KDB is
a
a bit bigger, taller, more physical. Like I think KDB.
I sell KDB. Both of them would be amazing. But
Di Maria.
Hey, it's Real Madrid mid 2010s again. Modric, Di Maria.
I think like 5 of them were penalty goals.
Do we need to give Ronaldo a chance again with that team?
Does it say here?
No, I think it says it on FBref or whatever.
I thought so I do Serie A stats, top scorers.
Oh, there you go. You just have to go down like 5 fucking pages to see.
We gotta find which page she's on.
God McFucking
there he is, number 18.
4. So he's only got 6 goals in open play.
Whatever he's done. We just hope we can get 40 mil for him or something. He's about 40 or so, maybe slightly less on the books. So you kind of need to get about 40. Or you're getting fucked.
Can't believe we paid 80 million for 10 goals a season.
Oh, yeah. Lucas Vazquez is free. Exactly. Real will not renew his contract. Modric is still good. That's why I say for one season I would take Modric. But if I have, we have to consider long term as well, then I would take KDB.
I mean, just give me one of them, and I think we'll be happy.
Yeah.
I don't know, like straight out. They're both amazing to have. But yeah, you're right. If you need a little more physicality, which you can argue we do.
Hold up. What are Modric wages?
Can't be any worse than Kevin De Bruyne.
My guess is he earns more, but I don't know.
Who knows?
Oh, that's interesting. Modric just earns 10 million a year.
Half or less than half.
Half of what De Bruyne is earning. Okay.
In that case,
I see you, Real. That's why you can afford all of those
30,
players.
But 39 versus 33, right? Like that's.
No, I would still do
for the 1 year
the De Bruyne.
Fuck.
Even if he's a bit more expensive, but
yeah, 39, man. He was still going. What a beast! I didn't realize he was that ancient. Fuck.
Balkan energy, man. That's Balkan energy.
Yeah, like that Tudor Balkan energy.
No.
I made Javapi and Ivar again on the weekend. My God, I love that shit.
Oh yeah.
So fucking good. It's in my repertoire now. It's happening. Okay. Well, I mean, one good thing is Nico Gonzalez. He has a history of popping off at the end of the season. So perhaps he has another great game. The stats here in 23-24, he scored 5 out of his 7 goals in the last 4 match days. In 23, he scored 2 of his 6 goals over that same period. And in 2021, he scored 3 out of his 7 goals at the end of the season as well. So he got a goal against Monza and Udinese, so he's started maybe popping off again with Juve at the end of the season.
I'm telling you, it doesn't mean shit.
We kind of hope it does. It's more so my feeling.
I just hope do we know which striker even starts like at this point?
That's kind of the problem. Is we don't.
Honestly,
We really don't.
just just score. I don't care who it is, even if it's Renato Vega's right butt cheek. No, okay, I will revert them. Please not Renato Vega because that would
The value.
give Chelsea a ground for a higher transfer value.
I want his mustache to score a goal.
But whoever it is besides Renato Vega, just fucking score and win the damn game, please.
I mean, it's got to be that
I
simple,
mean,
right?
the thing is, we have it in our own hands. We just need a win.
So here's the thing: Venezia cannot necessarily just park the bus.
No,
They
they
have to
have
come
to
out with a
win.
little bit. They
have to
straight
win.
out have to win. Yes.
They are 2 points behind. They have to actually win. Yeah.
Whereas if we tied, there's still that off chance if the other guys fuck up that we're still
No,
through.
but you can't bet on a
You
tie.
cannot. You cannot. Obviously.
All the other teams behind us have easy games.
You know, I would like.
Inter
Go ahead.
faces Lecce. Roma has maybe with Torino the hardest one.
Yeah, and Lazio has who?
Lecce.
Lazio has Lecce.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, but if we tie and Lazio win, that doesn't really do much.
yeah. Let's bring back the table.
I
So
don't think that does much.
we have the goal difference for Lazio, but
Yeah.
Roma is just 1 point behind. Like
yeah. So
Roma is
we
the only
we
one to
can we
worry
can
about.
we can't afford to draw that game, man.
Yeah,
well, because
we
we're
have
all playing at 2:45
to
Eastern
win.
again, the 8:45 slot, right? So as much as I find this insane that people could like have tickets purchased for something and then they just no, it's 2 days later now at a different time slot. So good luck. I think that's insane that Italy does that, but regardless, we won't know until end of match day Sunday. Honestly, you have to win, and that's why they do this. Is so you can't fuck around. Because if Roma and Lazio lost and then Juve played after, they're like, oh fuck, well, whatever, you know. So yeah, so we can still go through with a tie if Roma lose.
But we have to win.
Yes. So here's what happens. If we lose and Roma tie, Lazio lose, we still go through.
No.
If we tie, Lazio win, Roma say whatever, who cares? We still win. So if we go head to head on points with Roma or Lazio, essentially, we still go through. But you are by not winning, you are putting your destiny into a Roman's hands.
I know.
By Dave's
I know,
ACL, we don't know
Shervin, I know, and that is my problem. That is my problem. Please get an early goal, man. I don't know, like 20th
If they
minute
don't,
lead
yeah,
or whatever.
if they don't score in the first
Oh my
half,
god.
then you
We
start
know
to
the character of our players. That's the problem.
You got to come out swinging, and yeah, we don't know what we're gonna get.
Damn.
So I mean, Thought Mob went with the 4-4-2 because I guess that's what we did last time out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, it's you don't know who we're gonna get, who's gonna be healthy. If Gatti fully recovers, Boop doesn't look like he's recovering. Vlahovic, how healthy is he? Honestly, it's crazy. And Kolomouani has 7 goals and 1 assist, and he's got half a season compared to Vlahovic.
Venezia's prime low blocking teams. That's why I say, like, congratulations.
he's like, how does Venezia play? Like their life depends on it.
And that's the thing, right? This is where I kind of have a little bit of hope is that, yes, when we play the low block, we suck. We don't have enough creativity. But will they go full low block? Because they absolutely have to win because they're 2 points off the pace. They need the win. And even that doesn't even secure them.
Hey, their favorite has been 3-5-2, and we know that can hit you on counters. So
they're at home. They're at home. They're gonna have
and they're at home. Dude, can you imagine like the fans there at the stadium? Like needing a win, how fucking loud it will be.
Imagine
We are a bad
the way
away
win.
team.
imagine they actually stay in. Like what happens when they go on their stampede out of the stadium? Did they just all fall into the ocean?
Maybe.
No, the city.
Like, where do they go?
The city just sinks. Like it just sinks entirely.
No, it will. Yeah, just win, man. Let them go down. Let them get another hipster ass Kappa jersey for next season that all the football hipsters will buy and say it's one of the most beautiful jerseys ever. Finance
nobody
their
from
team that
Venice
way
actually
and
wears?
let them come back next season.
But I mean, look at their lineup here. Honestly,
Yeah.
like
By the way, it's not a bad team, man. Honestly,
it's not
not a bad
horrible,
team.
but it's again, you look at this and you're like, yeah, okay, we can win that.
Yeah, we should.
You think
But
you
Should, not can.
But it's actually a good team.
No, you can say that
Zervin
about
is
any
good.
team in Serie A.
Nico Stevin. No, not every. No,
Well,
not every.
I mean, Empoli embarrassed us with their third team, so I think you can. Like honestly,
Yeah.
every team out there can
Yeah.
beat you.
No,
Whether you're Inter or you're
sorry.
whoever.
I meant by names. By names. They have a good team.
But not even. I don't know. Again, I look at them and it's like, yeah, sure, but no, sure, but no is what we should on any given year as a Juventus fan. You look at this lineup and you should say, yeah, easy day. But that's not what we're saying because this is 2025.
Gotta change your expectations, man. We are a different team. Mid-tables, whether by the way, mid-table, like in all the leagues, whether we like it or not, like teams have become solid. Teams are not just terrible anymore.
No.
Like because like there's so much money at football that even in Italy, if a teams get up, like they can afford like decent players, or any teams get.
The great thing with Italy is you don't need to spend any money on your stadium.
Yeah, that is right. No, and man, scouting is getting better. All the teams hire actual good scouts that study that shit and have knowledge of their craft. Like football is actually like
Could you imagine, and I want this just for the pure anarchy, Juve lose 3-0 against Venezia and Roma like draw.
why
Yeah, the goal
would you
differential's
say
3.
something like
Goal
that?
differential's 3. Yeah, so
Is it a coin flip or is it a coin flip or is it an actual like playoff game that would happen?
No, there's a whole list of criteria. I can pull it up. I posted it to Primo Calcio's channel, but not to our own. So there is a whole criteria. And
please,
first and foremost
for the love of God, let us pray that we will
I
not
want
lose
that. I want
3-0.
that to happen for the anarchy.
Why, Dash? Why are you that way?
There's only going to be a playoff
why
for
are you
for
that
the
way?
championship. They're not going to do any playoffs for anything down. It will if there's like a list of 5 criteria, and if after that it does not, like there's no clear winner, it does actually go to a random draw.
I thought you meant like a coin flip.
Yeah, I mean whether they flip a coin or get a bingo roller or
Is it 5? Is it 5 criteria or is it 3?
I have to pull it up again.
Because I saw something where Beppe is like, if they match with the goal differential, then it's a
Let me see. There was a list. And it's funny that I have to go to Primo Calcio's channel to. This isn't the same Primo Calcio.
Do we watch the simulcast on Sunday?
The who?
I
I don't have that. Yeah, maybe you guys do, but I don't think I do.
Oh, you don't? Okay. I just have it on Dodgy Stream, so I don't have it like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can only do the one at a time, unfortunately.
Would be fun to have like 2 simulcasts running. One is like our game Lazio and Roma for the Champions League spots, and the other one like Scudetto race. That would be interesting.
Oh well, I mean,
the Scudetto race will be done tomorrow.
Okay, I do have it. So
Oh,
head-to-head-
you're right. You're right. I forgot that. Yeah, you're
Oh
right.
yes, for that. Yeah, they do play tomorrow.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that's a race will be done tomorrow.
No, you're right. I completely forgot that.
And Tom's, we're
Do
going a
that.
bit long, and we do have to close it up pretty quickly here. But
Man,
let's put it
I
in.
have to watch that.
But here quickly, the 5 criteria: head-to-head on points,
Mm-hmm.
head-to-head on goal difference is the next one. Overall goal difference in the full season, overall goals scored in the full. So if they both have the same goal,
scored.
Oh my God,
Hold
that could
on.
happen.
goals.
Oh my lord! If Roma goes 1-1 with Torino and Juve lose 3-0, oh my God!
No, but
No,
Dash, your thing. Oh my God! Hold.
Should I bet $5 on that happening? Just to
why
see
not?
what I could get.
No, but hold up. If we still have 55 goals scored. They have 54. So
Yeah, if they go 1-1.
Yeah,
if Roma would tie 1-1 with Torino.
Roma has to catch up one goal. But
well, goal differential first, but yes. So head-to-head on points, head-to-head goal differential, overall goal difference, overall goals scored, and only the 5th criteria matters for first and second place. That's the playoff. So
no. Oh my God! No,
but
hold up, hold up. But for that to work, we have to lose 4-0.
yes,
We have to
get 3 more goals.
No, hold up.
We got 2 minutes to close this out.
No, hold up. We have to lose 4-0 because Roma has to make up 1 goal on us. Roma
just needs to tie 1-1. Because if Roma
No, I
goes,
know. I know, but
to-
even then, goal scored is a criteria, and you have 1 goal more scored than them.
yeah, we lose 3-0. We lose 3-0. So it goes 55-36, and then they tie 1-1. It goes 55-36.
Oh.
See, now I'm tickling you a little bit.
You know what? And this is why I'm not even going to fucking count. I'm just going to watch the game on Sunday,
fucking-
and I'll see what the fuck happens.
Just win. Just win,
Give me the
motherfuckers. Just
anarchy.
win.
I want the chaos.
All right.
Outro. I
kill
will
this,
go
boys.
crazy.
We gotta kill it.
Could you? Hey, this comment right here. Could you imagine that? Literally,
Stop
we're
it.
down 3-0.
Oh
Do
my-
something with an 89th minute penalty to save us, and he fucking misses it. And we go to
my
a
God.
coin toss.
I swear to God, that would be the accumulation of the. That would be the perfect ending for the Dusan Vlahovic era at Juventus. My God.
Cinema.
All right, let's go.
All right, boys. I have to shut this shit down.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe.
That's not the first time I've done that.
You've done that plenty of times. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you.
Shavin,
Sunday.
I'm really scared. I'm really scared, Shavin. I'm really scared.
Thanks, guys. Take care, and definitely see you on Sunday.
Oh, baby. God.